Welcome to the So You Want to Get Fat podcast. I am your host, not your typical chef, Brian Sao. And today with me, as always, is my ball of buttery French goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, Frenchie!
Don't waste time on me. I'm super excited today.
And why are you so excited today?
have-
Because what's the meat and potatoes
We
of
have a
today's episode?
super special guest
The meat
today.
and potatoes of today's episode.
Somebody who brings a smile to our faces.
has been bringing smiles to our faces and many other faces. Guga!
Hey.
It's a Guga!
It's a Guga!
That is exactly what I was gonna say. I only came for one reason only. I need Frenchie to say it.
Say it. You got to
Say it, Frenchie.
It's a Guga.
Ah!
Welcome to So You Want to Get Fat, everybody. Guga Foods, the man behind sous vide everything. Many, many insane food steak experiments. But man, I mean, at this point, what haven't you done, buddy?
I'm still trying to figure it out.
All right, so
It's a struggle every day.
we are gonna get to Guga really quick, but before that, Frenchie, where are we filming this episode from?
340 West 46th Street, 10036 in the heart of New York, New York.
Can I just say something?
What?
Yesterday,
Yeah.
I tried it.
What?
Your restaurant.
Yes.
The butter.
Just the butter.
No,
Guga
no,
was
no, no.
fascinated with the
I'm
butter.
starting with the butter. The butter is quite special. It's an entry that everybody should experience. And then you brought out the food. Ooh la la.
Yes.
That's all I gotta say about that.
Wow,
Ooh la la. That's it. That's
Yeah.
all you gotta know.
watch me like ruin it tonight with
Frenchie, don't mess it up. We got dinner tonight.
Oh,
French is making the steak. He didn't let me try the steak yesterday because we're gonna have steak today.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
So, but wow, it was incredible.
Yes, it was. So, guys, make sure you send those postcards. And if you're in New York, you want to try some incredible sandwiches, visit me at Mission Sandwich 326.
Oh, don't get me
Bedford
started on
Ave.
that because before Frenchie, I went to you.
Yeah,
Well, you guys eat
Bulgogi
sandwiches today?
sandwich,
Yeah.
baby.
not today, but the other day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, before we came
No,
here.
not
No, you
today.
can't ruin your
Yeah.
appetite for
No,
today.
no. I didn't eat
Today I had
anything.
something that it was not very nice, and we're not going to talk about it.
Yes,
That's my video. You'll figure it out
It's
soon.
it's his
everybody.
video. He went to a certain restaurant. Sneak peek later, only on exclusive. So you want to get fat?
a TT, a tourist trap.
Tourist trap.
Very
indeed.
much so. Jeez.
All right, really quick, some shout outs. I want to shout out Karen and Andrew who visited Mission Sandwich. They came from Connecticut and they ate both at Mission and Le Ravage the same day. So they went to Mission for lunch and then they said, you
So
know,
it's possible.
yeah. Fuck you. And they said, we're going to Frenchie's tonight for dinner. We're going to go catch dinner and see a show.
Have they been here already?
Yeah, they've been here already. This was last week.
Oh,
This was last week. And they said, is Frenchie going to be there? I was like,
what day of the week was it?
I think it was a Monday.
Oh no.
Yeah.
no.
So anyway, Karen and Andrew, thank you for visiting both of our restaurants. And you had a visitor. I
yes.
brought her up on the screen. Nikki
And
James.
I'm embarrassed to say that I didn't even notice. I was so focused on her beautiful family and it's her son, who's a true blue fan. He was so excited to be here.
Hell yeah. So, and then last shout out is to my crew at Yay Networks, YMG. A couple of the guys from the team came to New York. I had
Mhm.
dinner with them on Monday. I took them to K-Town. And they wanted to start thinking of cool ideas for us to do this year. And remember this idea we had a long time ago, meet and eat?
Yes.
Yes, right? But rather than, it would be MEAT and eat.
Mm-hmm.
So they want us to start thinking about that.
Okay.
And they said, why don't you ask our audience? If we planned it out in advance enough, and we did a meet and greet here at Le Ravage, paired with a dinner. You get to meet us, hang out, and we'll do a live podcast episode. Would you come?
Oh, but remember we had the studio downstairs
right.
before, so
But we can figure something out because this little guy is mobile, so we can bring it downstairs and capture the
Oh.
audio. Yeah, there way and Ye would send over some people to assist.
Oh, speaking of Ye, one of their accounts is downstairs eating today too.
No shit, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's on Bravo. I don't know. She was pregnant.
Well, sick.
We'll get the info later.
Yes, we will get the info. All right. Well,
Shout out to Ye.
shout out to Ye.
They've been
Thank you
really
very
good
much,
to us.
Ye. Let's talk about recent events. It was just recent events. It was just Easter had just passed. Spring break,
Great Easter. Great
great
weather.
Easter. Guga, did you do anything fun on Easter?
Easter?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was making a video somewhere else. Work all the time.
Work all the time.
Yeah, unfortunately, Easter, and we had a big shoot and
On Easter Day.
on Easter Day,
No
and it was
shit.
the only day.
Yeah.
The video should be coming out real shortly. Let's just say it was a very, very extremely large bird.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
You know, sometimes you gotta cook a big bird.
Yeah, yeah. Guga's not going to say it on the podcast, but he'll tell us later, and we'll share it to you. We'll share it to you later.
Maybe it already came out.
Maybe it already came out. Exactly.
Mm.
Oh, no. Easter was all about the egg hunt for Evie.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Uncle Chuck went all out. And then we had a big, massive Easter day because it was all kid oriented.
Mhm.
And then as usual, dinner with the Lafritas.
With Lafrito.
for
And
Easter.
we're having dinner with Pat tonight.
Yes, we are.
Yes. And yeah, a lot of exciting things. Easter Day this year was also on 4/20. Take that as you will, ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh.
Moving on. All right, let's just go straight into the meat and potatoes. I really wanted to just let our audience get to know Guga, a different side of Guga. I mean, you've put out so much content, and I'm very privileged and honored to say that Guga is genuinely a friend to both Frenchie and I. And I've gotten to know you pretty damn well. But I think there's a lot of people out there in the YouTube universe that would, maybe like to know about the younger days of Guga and how you got to become the Guga of today.
So
Yeah.
I started all by accident.
Mm.
I had a web design agency and I wanted to cook.
Yeah.
I didn't want to cook. I take that back because I was lazy as well. I wanted to take my crew out to eat. So we used to go to Brazilian steakhouses all the time, and it's $100 a person at the time. This was years ago, even before I started YouTube. And I'm doing YouTube more than 10 years now. So then I used to take them quite often because guilty. I don't only like to pleasure other people, but pleasure myself too, because it tastes good, right? And then it started getting
He's
really
talking about taking people out to eat,
to the restaurant, to a Brazilian steakhouse. Not the other way around. Yeah, chill out, Brian. Why you have a dirty mind, bro?
I have a fucking dirty mind, man. Come on.
But anyway, so I used to take my crew all the time, and we're spending $500 every time, $1,000 anyway, and daily. And then one day I just said, like, I'm gonna cook in the office, but I couldn't because even though I like to grill, there was no fire allowed inside of the office building.
Yeah.
What's the only other option that I thought of at the time? Sous vide.
Mm.
So I was like, okay, maybe this will work. But sous vide was relatively new for me at the time. And then I told my cousin, just grab my phone and just film me. Tell me let's see what happens. Posted the first video, got a lot of views. People were asking for more.
Yeah.
And the rest is history. And I'm
Here we
still here
are.
today. That's
Here
how
we
it
are.
all started.
And it just started with one video done off the cuff, not much thought. And it was done with your phone.
With my phone. It was never meant to be nothing.
Yeah.
It's just like for fun.
Yeah.
And the first video had 20,000 views in the first day. At that time, it's unheard of with no subscribers. I just whatever.
Right.
And so many comments, over 2,000 comments on the video, and they're asking me, oh, when is the second one coming out? We're loving this. It's so raw because it was so bad. I'm just like, what the phone, whatever. And they really like
terrible audio.
Oh no,
iPhone audio.
Yeah, it's like, and it's not the real iPhone now. It's the old iPhone.
Yeah.
But I guess it connected some way somehow with the audience, and I was just trying to save money. And I was testing sous vide to see if it was good enough, and I was being honest.
Yeah.
Because the first steak was, if I remember correctly, it was terrible. It wasn't good, but it was my fault.
Right.
And then even though the video got a lot of views, and they were kind of like correcting me, in a certain way. I don't quite remember, but it was like good and bad, but they were also learning with me and teaching me what they already learned.
Yeah.
So that's why you got that connection really, really quickly. And that's why they were asking for more.
Right.
And then I tried it more, and that's it.
So how long did it take before it became like you were doing consistent uploads? From that moment, right? Because you upload it, you get 1,000 views with 0 subscribers. How long did it take before the next video?
S- s- So I have an addictive personality,
Uh-huh.
right? So like I got addicted to things that I like quite quickly. You
Right.
know, I fish one day, the next day I want to go fishing again
Yeah.
and again and again. I just want to fish. So the fact that I got so many comments back in the community was nicely. I don't know, Brian,
Right.
but I wanted to do it right away.
Uh-huh.
Like I don't know, two days later, I was like, I filmed it again. I was like, okay, now I'm gonna do it again. So
So
it
what do
was
you
right
think the
away.
addiction is? Was it the interaction with the audience?
I think the addition was 100% the audience that
Mm.
they feed me.
Right?
They like do another one,
Mhm.
do this.
Right.
That's why all the crazy experiments started doing too, because I never thought I was gonna put this in a steak and put that on
Right.
this and the other. But it was all like they fed me and I ate it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So they were feeding you inspiration,
100%.
essentially.
100%. If it wasn't for the audience and they were not even communicating, I'd probably be a web developer until today.
Wow.
Seriously, that's the only reason I
Wow,
stopped a
okay.
web design company that
So
I had.
that was stage one. When was stage two when you decided, okay, this is what I'm doing. I'm only doing this?
Like when I stopped with the web design. So I guess your question is when you like no more web design. Good question. So I started loving it too much and I got addicted to it, right? So, and they would feed me, and it was obviously I had bad, not everybody likes everything. But it mostly was just positive comments and things like that. And I went really hard on it, doing both my web development agency business and also the YouTube, which at the time I wouldn't call it business. But then the YouTube really took off.
Sorry, can I jump in? At this moment you're talking about, this moment in time, were you monetized?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, no, I
Oh,
was
good.
monetized. Bro, it's 10 years ago. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
yeah.
I was monetized almost right away.
Oh, okay.
Almost
Wow.
right away.
Yeah.
Yeah. I turned it on because you got to turn it on,
Right.
So, but I did read, that was a minimum. Now the threshold I think is a little bit different,
Mhm.
but that was a minimum. And then I didn't know you could make money.
Mhm.
And then all of the sudden, I think I watched Casey Neistat's video, and then he was like, oh, I didn't turn it on after so many years. And then I turned it on, and then it's like, I was like, wait, you can make money? I was like, and then I was like, okay, I turned it on.
Yeah.
And then it was all instantaneous.
Well-
Maybe second, third video. I don't remember.
Okay.
Does
Right
it
away.
turn on right then and there, or is it retrograded? You catch up on
No,
all the-
I don't think you can get.
No, you can't go back.
Yeah, you can't go back.
No, you can't go back. No, it's just
Yeah.
moving forward, Frenchy. I
Yeah.
wish. but
Okay, so you're working both extremely hard.
no, that's the
And-
thing.
Yeah.
So, at the time I worked the web design business from 7 a.m. to 8, I
Mhm.
remember, and then finished. Then I would go home, take an hour to get home at 9. Then from 9 to 2 o'clock in the morning, I would do the prep in the
Mm.
house. So all the videos from the beginning and prepping the food. I had the terrible thing. And then I would sleep,
Mm.
wake up the next day, 6 a.m. I would sleep like 3 hours a day.
Yeah.
And then I would go cook on the office, work, and then still do the videos.
Yeah.
And that starts getting old really quickly
Right.
because you sleep 2-3 hours a
Right,
day,
right.
And my wife was like, you're going to die.
Yeah.
If you keep doing it like this, you can't, do it. So I had to make a call.
Yeah.
And I was really passionate about YouTube. And my wife helped me make the call. It's like, just let that go.
Mm.
You really enjoy this. And that's
Yeah.
when I make the call.
Wow.
But I wouldn't make the call if he was not able to sustain the family, to be
Right.
clear.
That was going to be my next question.
No.
right,
If he was
yeah.
not able, I couldn't.
Right.
I have a family to
Yeah.
feed. That's very important. You
Right.
know what I mean? That's when I made the decision.
Well, as a business guy, I have to ask: did you keep the other company?
I gave it to my employees. I didn't keep it. So I had an option to do a sellout or just but because YouTube was very, very well, I just gave it away. I didn't take $1 out of it. And it was pretty successful web design business. I just gave it away.
Yeah. Respect.
That's a Guga.
Yeah. That's
That's
a
a-
Guga.
that's a Guga.
That's a Guga.
That's all I want to hear today.
That is awesome. So, if you don't mind, I want to now take your story even farther back when you were a
Ooh.
kid.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't think.
I never told my story. What do you want to know?
Yeah. Well, let's let the audience know where you're from. I mean, many people already know you're from Brazil.
What's your origin story?
Yeah, let's start with the
The
origin
real
story.
deal.
Yeah, the real deal. You know,
So I was born in Brazil, Uberaba, Minas Gerais. It's a small city in, I guess you could call it a countryside. And my city is known for beef,
Mm,
100% beef.
So there's a seed.
Yes, very much so.
interesting. Okay.
So it is where the most expensive cow in Brazil has ever been sold. So they have like auctions, okay? And so it's beef. It's a beef city, okay? That's why they sell like I don't know how to say this like without being PG-13, but like
This is the So You Want to Get Fat podcast, motherfuckers.
exactly.
We're rated R.
They sell the eggs of the cows and
Oh,
also
okay.
the semen of the
Right,
bulls,
yeah.
and like it's like huge businesses. You know what I mean? They have auctions of the best cows, the
Right.
most expensive, just like they have bluefin tuna
Right,
and stuff
right.
like that, like super expensive auctions. Same thing for
Okay.
beef. That's where I'm from.
So there's just this beef industry,
It's
A
the-
to Z.
It's the beef of Brazil.
Okay.
Like
Gotcha.
it's the wagyu auctions and
Right.
stuff. That's why I'm from the exact city.
Wow.
So I always liked beef, no matter what happened.
Oh, it's ingrained.
Yeah, and so I used to say when I was young that if you didn't have, we call it beefy in Brazil, if you didn't have a steak on my plate, it was not food. It was just like a snack, you know, like a little like empanada or a little appetizer here and there.
I was gonna say side, but
Yeah.
No,
The
yeah.
side dish.
We
With
lost.
Guga, it's all about the side dish.
I love the side dish. So, quick note on that. Did you ever notice that all of my side dishes has nothing to do with the other videos?
Yeah.
Whatever the video is,
Yeah.
it's the experiment.
Right.
So, fully guilty. All my side dishes is just because what I want to eat.
Yeah.
So I'll do the experiment because I literally don't know if it's gonna come out good or bad.
Right.
But then I go like, just in case something goes south, I have something to eat.
Yeah.
So that's what the side dishes are for. That's why they never match.
Right.
So sometimes I'm doing something with wine, an experiment, and then I'm not making anything with wine or side dish.
Right,
Something
right.
like, I don't know, I'm frying a donut. You
Right.
know what I mean? It's because I want to eat the damn donut. So
It's funny because I think many people agree one of the best parts of your videos is the side dish.
really,
Yeah, I mean it is for us at least. And
believe me, I look forward to the side dish quite a
well,
bit.
we love the originality of it.
Yes.
You know, that's what it is. It's like, okay, where's he gonna? Okay, we've already been teased about the episode, but then the side dish.
right.
What's the side dish?
What's the side dish going to be? And also, we've spoken about this many times, but no one has. When I say we, I'm talking about the three of us. You know, the three of us have been in a room together many times, and we've spoken about this. And on the show, many times we talk about how the reason why we appreciate Guga and respect him so much, and anyone else on YouTube who does this, is like think outside the box and not like a chef.
Yeah.
Because Frenchie and I will always
Sometimes
of
we're limited.
we'll
we
be
can't-
limited. We'll have
we
these
have
blinders
blinders
on.
Twin
Oh,
beer.
hey.
I say it like it's because you guys have culinary backgrounds and you were trained a certain way,
Right.
and you know already in your head that there is a 90% chance of trying something new might not work,
Right.
and it's not worth your time.
Right.
and money.
Yeah. And
And
money.
money.
Yeah.
Money especially.
Yeah.
I'm the complete opposite.
Right.
Yes.
I don't care how much
And
it's going to
that's-
cost,
and
and
I
I
think-
just want to try it to see if
Right.
it's going to be good.
But
And
I think that
90%
was
I'm
our
wrong. but-
attraction. But like, I think as chef, that's like, oh man, he's doing all this stuff. Like, okay,
Yeah.
like we can't do that in a professional kitchen.
Right.
We would get fired.
Yeah.
You know,
100%.
What do you mean, French? You can't put Nutella on a steak and serve it to customer?
I know.
Oh, by the way, do
I
not
know
do
a
that.
Guga.
Don't do
I
that.
know.
That's a bad one. Don't do that. What about my last one, which is durian? You and I agree. Disgusting.
Horrible.
Let me take
Horrendous.
That
He
back. I don't want.
didn't
I don't
even
want
try
to use.
it.
I will not use the
No,
word
I
disgusting.
don't even
it's
want
just not
you-
good.
I didn't even want you opening it up in the room.
I know because you pulled a knife on me.
Damn, it was that bad.
It was that bad because I was planning to open it. I had a packaged frozen durian, and we were watching your episode, and I was gonna bust it open and have him try it. And he's like, "Do not open that here. Do not."
So, fun fact: when we were doing it and we put it in the dry ager, my entire crew is, please, Guga, throw the dry ager away. Because
It connected to like the elements and
no,
everything.
no, no, no. So the dry ager, it removes moisture, right? So it has a fan inside. So the fan pulls out the moisture and it has a UV light, whatever. So, but if some way, somehow, so I guess the flavor and the smell went inside of the fan. So even it don't matter how much you clean it, when you open it, you can still smell it and smell it, and like it until today.
Yeah.
And it's been 6 months that I don't know how long the video. It still smells.
Throw it out, please.
It's $20,000 thing, man.
That's
I'm not
it.
throwing
Sorry.
it away. No, 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 no. We'll deal with it. One day we'll come out. One day.
We need no. I'm now that's a problem that I'm gonna have to think of now.
So let's go back. So you're from this town. You've always had this appreciation for beef, and what's next after that? You know.
So
What's
yeah, and then I came to the U.S. when I was extremely young, and then I went to middle school, high school, everything in Miami Beach.
You used to have long hair.
Oh
be
wait,
a
I gotta go
rocker.
back. So wait, I forget. We're going way back.
Yes,
So
way
I
back, yeah.
came. So I came to the U.S. when I was very young. I don't think I ever said this to anybody, but I'll tell you guys. But close people know. I was just walking in Miami Beach,
Mhm.
and I used to live in Miami Beach, and all of a sudden I see a martial arts school, and that martial arts school had belt ranks. You know what I'm talking. So they put it on the front of the window,
Yeah.
white, brown, yellow, all the belts as a display. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I'm a kid, like 6 years old, 5 years old, whatever. So I told my aunt at the time, I was like, "Can you buy that?" Because I was decorating my room.
Mm-hmm.
Can you buy that rack with all the way from white to black belts so we can display it on my room?
Uh-huh.
And then she turned around to me. She said, like, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
Have to earn it.
Yes, that's not how it works, So, and then she's like, let's just go inside and talk to the master. Because I was like, being a kid, I don't know, I really want it. Let's go inside and talk to the master. So at that time right there, I met Master San, which is literally a second father to me.
Mhm.
Let me tell you the story.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Anyway, so I go inside and then
Deep dive. We're going
Deep
deep
dive.
dive.
no, this is you guys. I didn't know you were gonna go this deep, but that's fine.
Yeah, we got time.
Okay. Anyway, so I meet this master, right? Extremely traditional Korean guy, and he's like, "Hello, how are you?"
Yeah.
Deep voice Korean guy, and then it's like, my aunt's like, "You tell this guy what you want. I'm not saying it." Yeah, I say, "Okay, I want to buy this,
Yeah.
and how much is it? Let me buy it. My aunt is gonna pay with a check." And it's like, no, it doesn't work that way. You have to earn it. You have to say. And then I said, no, I don't want to earn it and anything, because I saw all these big. It was an adult class, so they were going at it.
Yeah.
Hitting each other, yelling, screaming. For a little kid, when you come inside a taekwondo school, they're all screaming. Yeah. So I was like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. That was very scary for me. And he's like, no, don't worry. And then so he called an instructor, and had an instructor had me kick some X-rays at the time. That's what he used to use. When you kick an X-ray, it makes a big bang, so it sounds great, and it empowers
like
you.
an X-ray
No,
sheet,
like an X-ray sheet. You know how you take an
They used
X-ray?
to be like these metal shields.
No, it's not
okay.
metal. It's plastic. It's like that plastic. They used to give that a long time. I don't think they're doing anything
No.
anymore.
No.
Nowadays, it's just
Now they
digital.
just text you a photo.
No. Yeah. So a long time ago, they give you an X-ray when you go to the doctor.
Okay.
So, and then he would hold the X-ray. I would kick it.
Okay, I see
like
what
the
you mean.
blue
So
X-ray?
not the actual X-ray with the plate
No, the
and
paper,
everything.
the plastic
Yeah,
that they
the
give
plastic
it to you.
part.
Yeah.
So you kick and you punch. This makes a huge noise, and I started liking it, and I
Yeah.
got excited.
Yeah.
And then Korean master is very smart. Okay,
He
So-
tricked you.
no. Wait for this. So I punch. I get super excited, and then motivate you. Say, you did good job, son. And I'm getting pumped. And then he went in the back, and he got a board, and it's a very thin board.
Yeah.
If you go like this, it breaks.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? And then he held the board for
Yeah.
me, and he's like, "Okay, you are so strong. Now you punch the board. You're
Yeah.
gonna break the board." I said, "No, I can't. I'm scared."
Yeah.
So anyway, broke the board.
Yeah.
And then I was so excited. He grabbed the white belt.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Okay, your first journey. You earned this belt. This belt
Wow.
is yours."
Yeah.
And then That's it.
The addictive personality.
That's it.
Yeah.
So and then from ever since then, all the way up until I was 20 years old, I almost cry right now talking about that. I never told this story. And then until I was 20 years old, I worked with my Taekwondo master.
Yeah.
I lived with my master. That's why a lot of people ask me, why you do Korean food all the time?
Yeah.
See, I'm starting to talk Korean now because
yeah,
I remember you saying
yeah.
my accent is slightly changing
Yeah.
every time I talk about it. But anyway, so my entire life from that moment on had to do with martial arts. So I
Right.
did Taekwondo, I did Capoeira, I did Jiu-Jitsu, I did everything towards martial arts. And it was my entire life.
Yeah.
Until I had the web design business. And the only reason I changed from martial arts
Yeah.
was I had a big injury.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I don't want to talk about my injury. That's sad.
Oh, okay.
But and I was 30 days in the hospital.
Yeah.
It changed my entire life. There was nothing I can do,
Right.
and then I was like, oh, I know web design and let me open a company. And that's it.
So it sounds like you started web design while you were doing martial arts. Is right? Because
100%. I started the web design business as I was being no longer an instructor as a martial art, because I couldn't. This is a bad injury. I showed it on my channel before.
Yeah.
It's bad. I had a fasciotomy and I was out for 30 days. But then I couldn't do anything anymore. So I was what we call it in the business a program director, which is you just selling people like to join.
Right.
You know what I mean? I didn't like that. I'd like to teach.
Yeah.
And then I started doing web design on the side because I
Right.
had thing. And then the web design business really kicked off. Started
Okay.
getting a lot of clients. I started learning even more
Right.
addictive personality,
And then that was the pivot.
and that was it. And then after that, we move on to
You
YouTube.
did, but you obviously found joy in it though because of that.
Which one? The web design?
Yeah.
No, of course. I mean, you don't do anything if you don't like it. If if you're passionate about it, then you really dive in. That's how it goes.
Right.
So I really enjoyed. I enjoyed everything I did. So
Yeah, but like some people have a hard time finding a passion in life, and
Right.
you're already on like 3 or 4.
no the ones I told you.
Yeah, exactly. That I know of.
Yeah. And then another passion of mine was fishing, so I got into fishing big time. And then was also wood building. Love wood building.
What
Yeah,
type of wood building?
everything you can think of, like tables and furniture. I went really deep on wood, and then I ran really deep also on barbecue construction. As a matter of fact, Guga Foods started as it's deleted now,
Yeah.
and I wish I didn't do it. I wish I could still have this history. But one of the very first videos I ever posted on YouTube, even before sous vide, like before nothing, is a Guga Foods video of me building my barbecue, like a brick from nothing. I didn't even know how to cook at the time, but I built this amazing barbecue. It was huge, 20-foot one side by 15-foot high, like huge. And I built that from
Man,
Braised.
I watched those
Holy
in
shit.
2 o'clock in the morning. People
Yeah.
building. You always see those like in I don't know which Filipino island maybe, but like they're building out of nothing.
Yeah.
I wish I didn't delete it.
Mm.
I deleted the video and I didn't even have a backup.
And you don't have a backup.
Yeah, because it was, and because then Guga Food started becoming about food,
Right.
cooking food.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I wish I had that history.
That's a beautiful thing about YouTube is it's also a method of documenting your life if you do it long enough. I mean, I've recently watched some old videos of you and I, and
Yes,
and
don't mention how fat I was again.
we were both much fatter.
Wow. I'm guilty
Every
too.
time he's like, "Oh my god, I went to saw a video. You can't believe how fat you are." I'm like, but I was happy.
So Guga, Frenchie and I are also fortunate to call Nigel or Uncle Roger a friend as well. Both really, really, truly from the bottom of my heart, I thank you and Nigel for being so gracious to us and letting us react to your content and also being genuine friends. But there's one thing every time, Nigel, you come up when having conversations about you when I'm with Nigel, which is you're a fucking machine when it comes to work.
Well, we saw that for
work.
ourselves.
And Frenchie and I have been to Guga's place a couple times, and I mean, 3 days we filmed 6 pieces of content, and that's just a day in the life of Guga every day. So the reason why I bring this up, Guga, is yes, people can find a passion and yes, people can work hard, but something that really stood out to me about you that I really admire is your level of detail from everything from and I learned so much working with him is like, oh yeah, in the lavalier, I'll say, oh, Guga's mic, blah, blah, blah. We're doing this video. Like little touches like that is so layered on your work.
Yeah.
And um I feel one that is not something you can necessarily that's something like you're born with that you can also teach somebody. But is it your martial arts background? You think
Definitely.
the
I
the,
think the
the level of
discipline,
the
the
discipline?
discipline.
Yeah.
So again, my dad passed away when I was very, very young. So my taekwondo master teach me everything.
Mhm.
I owe a lot of the discipline with him. He would make me clean the bathroom of the studio every single day
Yeah.
at night after all these adults had gone to the bathroom, and I would cry.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm very young. But that taught me a lesson about discipline.
Right.
And then he would explain to me after 4 years why I was cleaning the
Mhm.
bathroom and why it made sense. Because now my job was to tell the next person to do it properly.
Right.
I no longer clean the bathroom.
Right.
So now it's like, you know what you're looking for. You
Right.
know how to do it properly,
Right.
efficiently, so that you can do it better.
Right.
So that's what happened. And then
Everybody, Feifei.
Fefe!
Wait.
Shout out to Fefe.
What do you have in your hands?
Oh, Fefe is stealing the burger. There you go.
Feifei was downstairs. He's gonna sit there by the Guga pillow, which was given to me by a friend for my birthday way before you and I became friends.
Really?
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
one? Which one? The
cooked
steak?
Yeah,
There,
the
there
cooked
you go.
steak,
Let's
yeah.
go. Let's go.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. Going back to your level of detail and the discipline. My father made me clean bathrooms when I was 13 at his gas station repair shop in Brooklyn.
Oh.
Yeah, it was rough. But it was the same principle,
It's
right?
something that you a lot of people nowadays might think that that's a mean thing to do to a child,
Mhm.
or to be like, oh, this is a child abuse. So, you
Right.
know what I mean? Like nowadays. But no, that taught me so many lessons in so many different ways.
Yeah.
If he would not have done that, I would not have the work ethics I have today.
Right.
So what you're telling me, like you're a machine and things like that, and I see it. I collaborate with a lot of YouTubers.
Yeah.
I don't see the way you're seeing.
Right.
So I came to New York. I'm gonna be here a week, and we're filming 15 videos.
Yeah.
And believe me when I tell you, we are filming 15 videos.
Yeah.
So that work ethics is like rain or shine. We're gonna get it done.
Yeah.
But I also would not be able to get it done without the proper crew. So I owe a lot to my crew as
Mhm.
well. And also, if I didn't like doing it, I wouldn't do it,
Right.
because then it's like, oh,
Yeah.
it's not a chore to me.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Addictive personality. Yeah.
But going back, and this doesn't have to this doesn't have to be just about bathrooms, but at the time,
I have a bathroom story.
Everybody, I guess, have a bathroom
Well,
story, right?
basically, what I'm getting
Do
down.
you think
to-
Marcel asked me to clean toilets?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, Frenchie was fucking standing on a milk crate doing dishes, before he was even tall enough to reach the fucking spray gun. I know for a fact none of us enjoyed those jobs. But we've spoken about this, the importance of eating shit,
Yes.
and yeah, like you were saying, some people may view that as cruel and tough, but man, like when you've tasted the worst something has to offer, suddenly
It only gets better.
It only
You
gets better.
appreciate other
Yeah.
things. And so everyone that works with me, I've never hired someone that is an editor already.
Mm.
They come from completely different backgrounds. Everyone that works with me, we taught them how to do it from scratch, from nothing. Some of them didn't even know how to open a computer, and they work with me as a full-time editors. So being able to know exactly the process,
Right.
and then being able to teach somebody how to do it the way that you would like to be, is priceless to
Yeah.
me. And that person will learn how to do it your way.
Yeah.
They don't have bad habits. So, and I wouldn't have done it without this, discipline of being able to
Right.
go through the whole
And
thing.
again, a different perspective, a different point of view, a different angle at coming to things.
Yes,
Everybody has their
100%.
hidden, trick.
And unfortunately, you won't know A to Z until you start with the most basic, menial, shitty jobs, right? I mean,
Exactly.
everything from like slicing onions all damn day or peeling potatoes all damn day. It's yeah, without that foundation, like why would anybody allow you to get the next belt,
Yes,
right? Like why
exactly.
why should I give you this you have to earn every single bit of it and it
Yes.
comes in stages.
And a lot of things like I remember one of the first time from rolling around because you had it too. You get staff and get this, you get that, you get and that's part of also a learning process. Then you have to now you're teaching the other person, don't do that, go there was more than just fighting. There was how to live your life
Mm-hmm.
and all the pitfalls and everything. And then all of that. I would say more because my father forced me to do martial arts. And I think in his mind, he was like, he had those late hours, so he couldn't be with me all the time. He says, okay, that's going to supplement what I can't give to him on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
And I think to this day, it's that discipline that holds everything together.
Oh no, 100%. I couldn't agree more. Like the discipline and stuff like that, and that grew with me forever. So I always wake up on time. You know, very structurally. I have to do this. I have a goal set throughout the day.
Yeah.
We're filming 20 videos today, Brian. Brian, we're filming 20
20
videos
videos.
today. That's why you say it like that. So yeah, I like to work.
Yeah, and so
Yeah, but it's not work.
but it's not work.
well, let's talk a little bit more about that because you brought up if you didn't enjoy it, if you didn't love it, you wouldn't do it,
Yeah,
right?
I couldn't.
But it's interesting because often when you end up really when you pursue something you really love and enjoy, along the way you end up eating a lot of shit again.
But that's the spectrum of a
Yeah.
passion because you can work hard. Like if you wouldn't get upset if it went wrong if you didn't care about it, right?
Yeah.
So that's the price to pay. It balances it out.
Yeah.
And every mistake is an opportunity. So
I think what you're trying to say is like, I know you work so hard, but you never really make it,
Yeah.
right? So never really make. You can love what you do. Then, so my biggest advice is this: if you're working so hard and you really love it, and it's not doing it right, think outside the box and change exactly what you're doing to something else if you love it,
Right. Right.
because there is several different ways to skin a cat, right?
Yeah.
We always say this in the in the food word, right? Which means like there's different ways to do things differently.
Right.
So if I was doing videos a certain way and it wasn't working, it wasn't getting viewership, step back and
Right.
what am I doing wrong? Why is
Right.
this not entertaining to people? A lot of creators, they think like I'm doing a video, it's the algorithm that doesn't like
Right.
me.
Yeah.
It is not the algorithm. The algorithm is people.
Yeah.
If people don't watch your video, then you have to step back a little bit. It's like, wait a second, why this video did better than the other? And you
Right.
study it a little bit and you really feel passionate about YouTube. Like I study YouTube all the
Yeah.
time, figure it out what did better and what people like and what people doesn't like. And then you try to go that direction. That's the right thing to do.
Beautiful. Couldn't have said it better. And you know what's awesome about everything Guga just said, guys, is that applies to pretty much fucking anything.
Mhm.
100%.
If you're in a restaurant, you're selling your whatever it might be, that it's not doing well.
Right.
This everybody's smart. You're smart. Figure it out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
but the only advantage in a restaurant, you get instant feedback. You can measure it quickly and you can adapt
Yeah.
quickly.
But even, I mean, that's what I find so fascinating and fun about it. Guga and I were talking about it in length, and I've been driving him around and we've been hanging out.
Thanks for being my Uber.
Hey, anytime.
I
man.
appreciate you, man.
No. It's a good.
You the
it's,
man.
It's also a good way for us to catch up too.
Yeah,
Don't
Right?
forget to give him 5 stars.
You got them right.
No, but we were talking about it that adapting and pivoting, and if you truly enjoy it, you'll figure out a way. And I was telling you how I realized these last couple of years how much I really enjoy the restaurant business. And then to add what you were saying, Frenchie, is the instant feedback. And even with the instant feedback, I think a lot of people are pursuing, and I speak from experience, right? uh, a lot of people are expecting, like, oh, I found the solution, now it's going to be okay from here, but the goalpost is always
Oh, it's
moving.
always changing.
It's always changing. And you so because it's the situation's always changing, you also have to be willing to adapt and pivot and change with it. So just because you've achieved this goal doesn't mean the journey's over. You're going to find something else that you didn't even realize you wanted or enjoyed, right?
Yep.
Um, so
But I was gonna say it's like you get to the certain point, like you have a chef here and you taught him this recipe, and now he struggled 2 weeks to get it just right, and then all of a sudden he's not working there anymore. Now you got to start all over again.
yeah,
Like
shit like that
ah,
happens all the
feel like
time.
that happens all the
All
time.
the time.
You spend so much time and effort, and then
Yeah, the
you
investment.
hone that chef to okay, that's it. Now you
Yeah,
start all
and then
over.
they're like, "Peace, all
Peace
right,
out.
yeah, peace
Yeah.
out," and they have every right to leave, right? It's
Yeah.
a job, like, and so
Then you have to say, well, okay, then now it's a new problem. It's like, why didn't he stay? What did I do wrong
right,
now?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
What
mean,
for
at the end of
you,
the day, you have to be responsible for all
yeah.
of it.
So for you, Guga, I know you have a certain formula. You do a lot of different videos than just dry age experiments, but where are there any memorable moments during the history of your channel where it was like, aha, or I'm on to something, or this is really cool, I want to keep doing it? Are there any standout moments for you?
Well, there are a lot that the most memorable to me was when I went on trending. Uh, Trending used to be a huge deal. It no longer is. There used to be on YouTube when I started a trending tab,
Hmm.
and that is like every YouTuber's goal. So there was one specific video that I did. It was, does dry aging change a dollar steak to any better? I don't know what I
Hmm.
titled it. Does Will dry age affect a $1 steak and make it better?
Hmm.
Something like that. I don't remember the title. So I made this video. I thought it was an okay video.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was like, okay. So on YouTube, there's a way for you to save the video. You don't need to post it right away. You just put it as unlisted. So this video I held on for over 9 months as an unlisted video.
Wow.
And then I had to do a commercial for a sous vide machine. And I had to fly to Seattle for a whole shoot. And back then it was just me filming. I didn't have a crew at all.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is way back.
Wait, no, this
Yeah.
this is way back.
Yeah.
This is when the first time I got in trending. So um then uh I was very busy. My wife, I don't remember, super busy. And I've never skipped a video in my entire life
Hmm.
until today. I have a post schedule. But at that time, I couldn't do it,
Hmm.
and I couldn't finish it. And I told my wife, I was like, I, I can't post a video this week. It's gonna kill me,
Yeah.
whatever. But that's okay.
You had two channels back then, or
Yes, I had Guga Foods and sous vide everything. Only two. Now I have three.
yeah.
Even more work. Jesus. You know what I mean? But anyway, so and I had a video for at that time,
Yeah.
sous vide everything was my main channel.
Oh wow.
Guga Foods was not my main
Yeah,
channel.
yeah.
Sous vide everything was my main channel. So Guga Foods was my second channel. So I always prioritized the main channel, which
Right.
is sous vide everything. So I had this video on Guga Foods that I'm telling you about, unlisted for 9 months, almost a year. And I can't post it. And I didn't want to post it for whatever reason. I didn't think the video was maybe shot properly. I could have done a better job. Whatever. I don't remember.
Yeah.
So we went on this trip, and then I was like, man, Google Foods, I didn't post. You know what? I'm just going to release this video.
Yeah.
Woke up. I was there for 4 days.
Yeah.
Day 3 of the shoot of this commercial for a sous vide machine, I woke up. I don't know why, I just said to my wife, I was like, I have this video I unlisted for years ago. I'm just gonna let it go. And she's like, yeah, just let it go, whatever. And, I let it go. And then the video, 7 o'clock in the morning, went to the shoot, and then the entire day dead tired. All of the sudden, 5 o'clock, when my wife finally took her phone off the
Airplane mode.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. All of the sudden, our phone started blowing up like crazy.
Yeah.
All my family members, every single the entire human being you can think of.
Yeah.
So I was number 2 on trending for the first time. My subscribers count went from like I don't know the numbers, crazy amount,
Yeah.
blew up everywhere. Everyone had wanted me to do like interviews, and it just this one video that I never wanted to post.
Yeah.
So that was a life-changing moment for me that I know, like, wait a second, what is going on?
Yeah.
So, and there's a few of those moments, but most memorable to me because it was the first time
Yeah.
was that one.
Very, very.
It's still my biggest video today. Can you believe it?
Wow.
Didn't want to post that video.
So what was the magic? What was and
I couldn't tell you, French. It just resonated with the people at the same time. Because if I were to do that video today, it would not perform
Right.
as it did now.
Right.
You know?
It's and it's with YouTube, it's there's no guarantee your video is going to be successful, but it definitely won't be successful if you don't put out something.
You have to
Right?
post.
You just have to keep batting and batting and batting, and eventually you'll hit that home run.
So after that, apparently my audience liked dry aging. Here we go.
Oh, wow.
It was one of my very first dry aging
well,
videos.
there you go.
Oh, wow.
And then what happened? They feed the beast.
Right.
They ask me for more.
Right.
Oh, I don't remember the video, but
Yeah.
I think I did with pineapple dry aging,
Mhm.
and then the other one was just dry aging
Right.
exactly. And I don't remember,
Yeah.
And then they say like, oh, what if you put Nutella on a steak?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
All right, let's just do it anyway. Boom, that blow ups, and
Yeah.
Gordon Ramsay reacts to it.
Right.
And then you know what I mean? Then the rest is history. So that's how it went crazy.
Dude, that's such a crazy story. So what's Guga today looking like? What's exciting you now? And what's the future looking like?
So I love what I do. Like yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Should I say something?
Yeah, if you can. I mean,
I can. I don't care. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'll be honest. So we have a mutual. Well, not my friend, but now he's my
Now
friend.
he's your friend,
Yeah.
yes.
So La Frida and Pat La Frida to be specifically, and I saw you guys did something with him, whatever, and I
Mhm.
say, "Yo, Brian,
Well, do you remember
Frenchie, hook me up."
remember the very first time? It was Pat's first time coming on the podcast, and I FaceTimed you when he was
Oh,
here.
yes. That
Yeah.
goes way back. Yes.
Yeah.
And then as soon as and then I don't remember, and I said, I'm coming to New York, Ryan,
Yeah.
Frenchie, hook me up.
Yeah.
Because I know about Pat's dry aging room.
Mhm.
I'm a big, well, you saw yesterday. Didn't I look so
Kid-
stupid because I was so
Kid
excited?
in a fucking
It was like
candy store.
like a cathedral. It's
Yeah.
like
Yes.
like opening
his
doors to
face, his smile was from ear to ear, and it didn't stop. And we had dinner afterwards. I took him back to the hotel. Smiles the whole time.
It was so, I've seen a lot of things. I'm very grateful. I've seen a lot of things with YouTube. I was fortunate enough to see incredible things. But dry aging beef is something I love with a tremendous amount of passion. And of course, I like steaks, right? And then when I walked inside of that room, I don't know how I didn't cry, but I was crying.
Yeah.
It was incredible. So yeah, so we went to see $10 million worth of dry aged beef, and that was I will never forget it.
Yeah.
So it was a very special moment for me. So thank you to both of you and Pat, of course.
Yeah.
It was great.
Well, I wasn't buddies with Pat until this man introduced me to him. And, Frenchie and I have known each other for so long. And I remember in the early days of us hanging out, he would, not that he was name dropping, but just he'd be like, oh, I was hanging out with Pat and this happened. And I was like, who's Pat? He's like, oh, La Frida. And I'd be like, huh? Excuse me? And it was years before we actually got to hang out together when you brought him on that podcast when I first met him. But yeah, Pat's a great guy. I'm really glad, I mean, what did I say when I connected you guys? I said, here's your information, make magic happen. And I really do think we're going to see something special from here on
And
out.
I
Pat
hope
makes
so.
everything special.
Pat makes
He
everything.
really goes full tilt.
I really hope so.
Like the way you have a work ethic, this man.
Probably military background, like
Oh,
you
yeah.
guys were telling me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
military
Discipline.
background.
In the end of the day, it comes out to discipline.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
You know, and I really believe like between the martial arts and the military my dad was full military background, so
Mhm.
everything he didn't know how to do anything else, but and believe it or not, a restaurant makes sense to a military background if to transition into because
100%.
it's the same thing.
Yes. 'Cause
Even the verbiage, the words we use in the kitchen, it's all military. Everything, the chef, it's all. And I mean, I fit right in.
yes, you do.
Yeah, my grandfather established China's Air Force. This was pre, the Red Army coming in, but he fought in World War II. And my dad, though he didn't join the military, was very much raised in a militaristic household, and
Mhm.
that discipline, the little bit of it, was passed down to me, and um, I I took to the kitchen like shit on a blanket the moment, and it was all an accident for me. The moment I got into the kitchen atmosphere, I fell in love. I was like, this is cool. I
That is-
really like this.
This is so weird because I just thought of something I've never thought of before, but it kind of makes sense because of my dual nationality, I got drafted into the French army.
Mm.
And I remember my father, I was like, oh, I guess like my father did not want me to go.
Mm.
And the first time was a mistake. They called me a year earlier. They confused my birthday. And said, okay, no worries. The next year, the day before my birthday, they're like, you need to show up.
Mm.
And then my father made
Is that when you turn 18 or something?
yeah.
Yep.
But my father made a phone call and everything like that. And I was like, I was like, Dad, my father says like, "Think you did enough already. Trust me. I disciplined you enough." But it does for a lot of people, it does fill a gap.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Discipline is everything. Yeah.
Guga, my man, that is quite the story. I've been fortunate to know it already. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm so excited to see what else you do. I'm so excited to just have you in New York. I mean,
I'm excited for dinner.
I'm just excited for dinner.
Frenchie, what are we having?
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know.
That's even exciting for you.
I know. Chef.
I know we're having steaks.
I know Chef is like excited. He's got, and we have a bone marrow special that he wants to like. It's and no, nothing is tried and true tonight. It's all new stuff to me too.
Let's go.
So
Let's go. Hell yeah.
Can't wait.
All right. Before we close out this episode, Guga, we do a few segments. One of which is called the Not So Current News.
don't make me do it in front of Google.
Yo, you're going to do it in front of the Guga. So headphones on, everybody.
Do I have a headphone?
Yes, right there next to you.
Oh, this?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Uh-oh.
Yes.
This is going to be... It's making me slightly uncomfortable.
What?
Am I going to hear something I'm not
No.
supposed to?
It's
Oh,
all
okay.
good. It's all. But we do an intro music, and Frenchie is now going to get very self-conscious.
I
but-
did. I didn't
yeah.
realize I'd get
but
self-conscious.
that's okay. Here's the theme music. Not yet.
Not yet.
And now.
I got it. I got it.
Not yet. And now. All right.
Okay.
The not so current news.
Can you imagine having to do
What
that?
you guys did not experience was he's Fefe in the back. He cannot listen to what you're saying.
Oh,
He's just here like, these guys are such idiots. What are they doing? And I can see it on Fefe's face.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, actually all of our viewers know this already, but yeah, Frenchie and I are idiots.
So am I.
Yeah, but I was
we're
like-
Three Stooges.
No, but I was okay with it. But
Yeah.
then I got when Pat was here,
Oh,
and I was
yeah,
like,
that.
and I was like, I'm not doing this in front of Pat.
And he did it. He did it.
I
in front
did
of
it, but
Pat.
I was like, oh. And
All
Pat
right.
was like, what's going on?
On the not so current news.
So
First,
hold on. Can I
what-
just say one thing before we move on to the news?
Yes.
I am fortunate enough to be friends with both of you. What you see right now, the way they act, they are really like that all the way.
Oh,
There's no
24/7.
fakeness. There's no characters.
Yeah.
which I love. So yeah, let's move on.
You're seeing the real thing.
The real deal.
All right. First on the not so current news.
Oh my God.
Burning sex toys caused 3 alarm Staten Island fire damaging homes. Court docs.
Yeah, but it's Staten Island.
Yeah, no one cares. Okay, moving on. Pope Francis is dead.
Oh.
2025.
Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, 1 degree of separation.
Really?
Yeah, I used to know the old Pope.
You did?
Yeah.
The German one? Benedict?
No, John Paul II.
Oh, John Paul II. How'd you know him?
He was best friends. The nanny who raised me, who my living nanny was his best friend.
Really?
Yeah, he married 3 of her daughters.
He married 3. Wait, the Pope?
When he was an cardinal and archbishop, he married her daughters. He officiated.
Oh, he
ceremony.
officiated. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I thought.
And then I met him.
I thought the Pope married it, the way he was saying.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
no,
that's
no,
what
no.
I thought.
And I met John Paul II twice. Both times he came to New York.
Wow! Holy cow! Look at that! Look at you, Mister
Yes.
Holy Man.
Well, my father sent me to church because he didn't want to get up on Sunday, so I was an altar boy for a lot of years.
We know what
That kept
happens
me out
to
of
altar
trouble, too.
boys. All right. Well, this guy's dead. Next, Iceland is the only country in the world with no mosquitoes.
Really?
Is that true?
No. Oh
I
wait.
live in Florida.
Yeah.
I hate mosquitoes.
Yeah. Everyone hates mosquitoes, but is this true? I mean, mindset therapy. Let's see how legit this 9.7 million followers. Okay. Let's see what other kind of shit. Delete that.
And is it because it's cold
Has
and
to
they
be.
can't survive?
I mean, well, Iceland is an island, right? Maybe the mosquitoes just didn't make it there.
Hmm.
Maybe.
No, that's not. Alaska has tons of mosquitoes and it's cold there.
Yeah, right. So they'll go into
No,
maybe
but
not
Alaska
cold
has
enough.
the outback.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments
Ah.
below. Is this bullshit? I actually used to know someone from Iceland back in high school.
Ah.
Toda. That was her name. Anyway. I hope you're doing
No,
well, Toda.
but Iceland is. Oh, that's weird. Okay.
Okay. All right. Let us know in the comments. Is any of our viewers from Iceland? Are there actually no mosquitoes? And if there aren't, they have to move to Iceland. Next. London has more Indian restaurants than Delhi or Mumbai.
I
How
feel
is
like
that?
that's not true. That can't be
can't be
true.
right.
I think
I
it's
think-
true because their food sucks. Even though I've never been. But
Oh my God. You're
Yeah.
just judging without even being there.
I will eat Indian food every day over.
I love Indian
America!
food.
I'm a true American.
No, over English food. Let me finish my
Oh,
sentence.
I'm sorry. Yes, chef. What?
No, I'm eating. No.
No. What?
No, if you're in London, what options do you have?
Yeah, you don't have options.
You don't
right?
have
Yeah.
options.
Yeah. I've never been, but I know this is true.
The French
I'm
So
food.
where's chicken tikka masala from?
Isn't it from?
Aha. Is it from London or is it from India?
Oh, I
No,
think
it's from
English.
London. It's English,
Huh?
right?
It's English because curry is English.
I'm not getting into this fight because I made a video about it. I'm never talking about this subject
Oh,
ever
the
again.
Indi-
I'm
oh,
just
yeah.
asking. I'm never talking about
Yeah,
this
yeah,
subject
yeah, yeah.
again.
Like
delete.
the mercy on your soul if you have the Indians, if you piss off the Indians. I put out a few videos like
No, the thing is
react-
that you pissed off both.
right.
So
Right.
I don't get involved with that.
Yeah.
That's how I was just throwing at
Oh,
you.
you're throwing it
to
at
see
me.
if you
Oh, it's
bite
okay.
it.
I can take
You
it.
did bite it.
Yeah, I did bite. It's okay. I'm an idiot. Let's move on. More than half of Coachella attendees are reportedly buying tickets through payment plans.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Ooh, I've never been. It's
can't-
that expensive?
Yeah, it's expensive as fuck.
Really?
Super expensive. Yeah.
Wait,
So-
am I confused? What's Burning Man?
It's
What's the difference?
It's like a huge. It's another one of those huge festivals, but it's out in the desert, and at the end of the festival, they burn this gigantic
Yeah,
man.
not for me.
Yeah, no.
Wow, it's $600.
Yeah,
Hey,
price
Burger
is- yeah,
Bash
yeah.
is 500.
Wait, per person to go to
the VIP tickets?
Oh,
Yeah.
VIP. All right, but with
But
prices,
I think that's just like to get it. That's a lot of money, dude.
yeah, and that's you have to buy food, water.
And how long is
everything.
that?
So nothing included.
Nothing's included. No,
Oh,
But how long is
Yeah.
that?
So
2
that's like
weekends. It's
twice my car payment, man.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
It's
money.
across 2 weekends, so they'll do 3 days. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then the following weekend.
Oh.
the last Coachella was just this past weekend, and you know how I know that, ladies and gentlemen, because
Williams,
when
all the hipsters were gone. All the hipsters
my
were
restaurant
gone.
is so slow during Coachella because everyone in Williamsburg is at fucking Coachella.
Oh, I
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
Oh, that's the best neighborhood to be in then when they're all gone.
Yeah, true. All right, next. Oh, all right, on to Frenchie clips. That's it for the not so current news. Frenchie clips. These are clips Frenchie and I will send to each other at 3 a.m. when we wake up to go pee because we're getting older and our bladders just, well, anyway, you get the idea. First clip.
TMI.
Let me tell you more. No, all right. First clip. Frenchie clip. You thought he was going to eat shit, didn't you?
Wow, I was kind of hoping he was.
Look at that. Look at that. Bam! Hell yeah. It's impressive.
It's impressive, but it's a little bit douchey.
Okay. Oh, this is a good one. Check this out. I think you'll like this a lot, Frenchie.
This is the scene of one of the most gruesome incidents in the history of mankind. The only evidence as to just how wrong things went is a trail of blood leading to an open hatch and a human liver slowly cooling in the morning air. This is the story of the Byford Dolphin incident. Welcome to a series that I'm calling Scientifically Interesting Ways to Die.
All right, everybody, make sure you go to Dr. Ben Miles and subscribe to him. But this story is fucking crazy.
Well, you're not subscribed.
No, that's to join his membership.
Oh.
I was about to hit that button and then they would take $5 a month. I don't have that kind of money.
And fair warning, this one is kind of gruesome. To work deep beneath the ocean, saturation divers live in high pressure habitats for weeks at a time, commuting to the seabed in pressurized diving bells to avoid decompression sickness. In 1983, in the middle of the icy North Sea, Bjorn Bergensen and Truls Hellevik ascended from the ocean floor to the Byford Dolphin rig, where relief divers Edwin Coward and Roy Lucas rested in their habitat, pressurized to 9 times surface pressure. Assisted by 2 tenders, William Crammond and Martin Saunders, normal procedure would see the divers pressurize the trunk before opening the hatches and climbing through. Then the divers would seal the hatches behind them, depressurize the trunk, and remove the diving bell. On that particular morning, however, as Hellevik went to seal the inner hatch, either the clamp failed or a valve was opened too early, and in an instant 9 atmospheres of pressure would explode through the narrow gap remaining in the doorway. Saunders, the furthest away, was caught in the shockwave and thrown violently against the deck, suffering lung trauma and internal bleeding that would take him a month in hospital to recover from. Everyone else's fate was much worse. Crammond was struck by the 9,000 kilogram diving bell as it blasted off like a missile, crushing his chest, rupturing his organs, and killing him on impact. For the 3 divers far from the chamber door, the sudden drop from 9 atmospheres to 1 caused dissolved gases to erupt from their blood, boiling it instantly, breaking the lipoproteins that usually keep fat dissolved and pulling that fat out of the blood supply like an instantaneous body-wide blood clot. Autopsies found their hearts and lungs filled with fat, but mercifully their death was instant. Hellevik's fate was much worse. The 9 atmospheres of pressure that
That's a very expensive sous vide experiment.
Wow, this thing went real dark real quick. I didn't know it was going to be that dark. Jeez.
Well, I'm always trying to see how it's food related.
Damn, Frenchie.
him. His body the final barrier between that explosive force and a few inch wide gap to the outside world. In an instant, the force of air bisected his torso, ejecting his internal organs, spine and ribs out through the hatch, before his body was folded in half backwards and was sucked into the trunk compartment. This devastating
Isn't this episode
trauma
4 of
over
Aliens?
in a fifth of a second left behind it a human liver cooling in the early morning air and triggered the call for global safety regulations to prevent such catastrophic decompression from ever happening again. That is, unless you're a billionaire with a submarine.
They're talking
if you like
about
science
the
and now
implosion.
Hell
So,
yeah.
Okay.
so let's talk about this.
Yes, let's talk.
Is this one of the worst way to go or the best way to go? Because it's quick.
It was quick.
Yeah. Right.
Would you rather that or
I know worse. I know worse.
you know worse, Frenchie?
Do tell.
yeah.
Do tell.
This podcast is going weird.
Tight.
No, this is just another podcast. This is a normal occurrence.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
Frenchie.
Hey,
what's
I
the
know.
worst?
discipline, stay inspired. Let's talk about some dead shit.
What's the worst way to go?
Covered in honey and tied to an anthill.
Oh,
But you won't die.
Oh, you will.
That's gonna take forever.
Exactly.
Oh, that's no good.
yeah, that's no good.
If I'm gonna go, I'd rather go really quickly.
Yeah, you and I both.
I don't want to suffer.
Remember, I was telling you my biggest fear in the world.
Yes, you did tell
Yeah,
me, and I
yeah.
already forgot.
Yeah. Oh,
You want to share it
Frenchie
again?
knows.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you
Enlighten
do.
us.
Oh yeah, so it's cruise ships. I fucking
Oh,
hate
that's
it.
right. Of
Yeah, I
course.
hate
We were
cruise ships.
just talking about it in the
Yeah,
car.
yeah, we're just talking about like I am deadly afraid of cruise ships because number one, they're floating towns of
They're
germs.
petri dishes.
They're petri dishes, but also if
Brian.
I fall,
I love cruise ships.
I hate cruise ships. Hey,
we going, Guga.
yes, let's go on a
you
cruise
guys,
ship.
you guys have fun.
Is
You guys have
a
fun.
Guga and
I-
a Frenchie on a
Yeah,
cruise ship.
I
I-
love cruise ships.
I guess so. You want to get fat is just gonna be one guy for that week.
No,
But
it'll be two.
We'll do the podcast from the ship.
But another huge fear of mine is falling overboard and being stuck in the middle of the ocean. And then fucking, I don't know, fishes and sharks biting at you and your body disintegrating in the water.
That's very easy to fix. Don't fall over.
But what if you
Yeah,
do?
but he likes to drink.
Drink inside, not outside.
So no, no, thank you. You guys go on the cruise. You can't pay me to go on a cruise. The only way you're gonna get me on a cruise is like put me to sleep and then bring my limp body onto the cruise and I wake up and
You
I'm on
wake
the
up in
cruise.
there.
Yeah.
That's not true, Brian.
Yeah.
I feel like if for enough money, you would go.
No, I've paid for my family.
Well,
whole family
you can get
to
the,
go on a Disney cruise.
the
and I
inside
didn't
cabin
go.
that doesn't have a view on the water and just stay on the inside.
No, then my claustrophobia is going to kick in.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, it's a lose-lose.
It's a lose-lose. So moving on. Oh, my algorithm's fucked up after I started watching a bunch of these videos. Check it out. Woo! Lightning strikes. Yeah, you like this, right?
I like this.
You like this. This is-
Well, my house in France, in the altitude, man, I used to see them. You could see them.
Oh, so that's the entire video.
But
So I
yeah.
have a fun story for you.
Oh, do tell.
So you've been to my studio, both
Yeah.
of you. So I have palm trees all over the place. And every single time there's a hurricane or a major storm, I lose a palm tree because of that.
Well, they're
'Cause
the
it's-
tallest thing in the whole area, probably.
Yeah, but not only that, I don't know what's going on there in that specific property. It just attracts everything. So when there's lightning storm, our rules is don't go outside, even if it's time to go home or
Yeah.
if it's like we don't go. It's
Wow.
very
really?
dangerous for whatever reason.
It's completely random, but what's the process like of getting rid of that tree after it gets struck? Is it
so
just-
so you
yeah.
so you notice that the tree is dead,
right?
but it still stand. It's nice and green, and then
Right.
all of the sudden, the one day from the other, all of the leaves from the top just falls, and it stays stuck there
Yeah.
because it's dead.
Yeah.
And then after 2 days later, they all start falling down to the ground, and you
Yeah.
gotta clean it up. You already know it's dead.
Yeah.
And then if you don't do anything, it's just a stick,
Right.
The what?
stump, Yeah.
a stick.
Wait, do the action again though. Oh,
I'm not- you know what I was gonna do, but you're not gonna have that on camera. I do it off camera. I'm a nice guy. but yeah,
Respect the
so-
brand.
Wait, so
Respect-
do you have to call somebody to cut it down?
Yeah.
and-
Yeah, my gardeners goes like I go like not again. So yeah, I've already lost so many palm trees because it came with the house
Right.
and everything. But man, it
So
just
have
sucks.
you
And I hate-
replanted them or?
That's the problem because they're so tall
yeah.
and it would cost so much money. I can't. So I just said like, oh, it is what it is. I
We
wouldn't
could do
plant
that for you.
it. Oh,
Yeah, I'm good with
Frenchie,
it. I'm good with a chainsaw.
Frenchie, I'm already missing 15. Go for it.
All right, next. More lightning.
Woo. I feel like if
see,
you get hit by a lightning,
Right.
it was your time, my friend.
No,
Right.
I got hit.
It
by,
was
no,
it was your time to go.
No, I got hit by lightning in a car.
Really?
Yeah, and
You didn't
but-
die?
Yeah, no, but there's
Well,
the
I don't
tires.
think he died. I'm not sure, but I don't think he died.
Frenchie,
it happens more often than you
listen
think.
to me. From experience, I've got a lot of hits around my area. when it hits you very close, it feels like it hits you, but it didn't hit you.
No.
How do you
Because
know it hit you?
because well, this was like in the late 70s, and the car had the
The what?
Oh, the electric
Yeah.
current through the paint.
but exactly.
No. You're not understanding. That doesn't mean that it hit the specific place, because I tell you what happens in my house. It hits a tree, and that light that you're talking about cracks my TV inside of my house. Every
Wow.
time, yes.
Oh, it
so
could,
it
so it could be
travels.
like
like an aftershock type
like a
of
shock
thing.
or a
Yes.
pressure.
So it does
Wow.
not mean that it hit, because if it hits you, I know there's insulation on the tires. I'm not an electrical. I know
Yeah.
there's insulation that something happens, you won't die inside of a car. I know this for a fact, but I don't think it did hit you, because it would mess you some way, somehow mess you up. Because my TVs, every time a lightning strike do it, and my house has many grounds.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people might say like, "Oh, you should put grounds in here." You don't know how many I have. I have one in each corner. You know,
Wow.
they have a pole
Yeah.
that goes all the way down to the ground to
Yeah.
drive it down. It does not matter, because it's so heavy on that. But we lose a TV every time we lose also a palm
tree.
tree. Yeah.
But do you remember-
Really?
But do you remember, like, do you see all the old cars used to have the thing that dangle that touched the road
No.
just to create more contact with?
Oh shit.
in a-
You mean
in
the
a
mud
trucks.
flaps?
No. You pay attention, especially old trucks or
Yeah.
old semis. They have it connects to the pavement.
Oh shit. No, I've never noticed that.
Lightning is very dangerous. And
Yeah.
if it's your time to go, it's your time
Yeah,
to go.
don't stand next to trees.
And if you're related to the person that got struck, go buy a lotto ticket. It's your turn to win.
Yes.
Holy fuck! Hell yeah!
What was that? That was a lightning
That
strike?
was lightning went into the water.
this is pretty cool.
Damn.
Yeah, it's cool, right? It's cool.
This is
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Now my algorithm's all this shit. Oh, the palm tree!
There's your palm tree.
There you go.
Oh my god!
See? That palm tree, see how it still stands?
Yeah.
It's completely dead.
Oh, just now that last one that was Chinese. The guy said, "Oh fuck, in Chinese."
But when you but now
Oh, damn.
Oh, you lit up a torch.
so that car got hit, right?
See, that's a transformer going bye-bye. That happens in my house all the time.
Woo! Oh, that's gonna hit the volcano? Yeah.
Oh, that was cool. That was cool. You like this?
I like this.
I like this. Okay. Next, I call this one "Fuck Around and Find Out."
Don't tease. He's gonna get in there. I don't like
Yeah, he's dead.
He's dead.
He's dead. All right.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
That's no good.
No
No
bueno.
good. Yeah.
That's-
This one's not good too. Check it out.
Oh, he got kicked in the head?
Yeah, he got knocked out by the neck. Look at that fucking
he's
bull.
out.
Look at how high that thing was jumping. Look, you see him get knocked out.
From behind,
No,
right?
look right here. Boom!
Oh.
He got knocked out by the bull's neck.
Oh my,
That's like brain damage.
That
All
is very, very dangerous.
Very dangerous.
but those guys are tough.
They are.
Who gives a fuck how tough you are? Just ooh.
Ouch.
All right. I feel like Frenchie would do this to me. Yeah. Sometimes I watch these clips and I was like,
Which one am I and which one are you?
you'll know exactly who you are and who I am. Okay.
You're gonna hit him in a nutsack while you're swinging? No.
That's messed up.
Oh, That was a big displacement of water.
Oh, he's happy at least.
Did he lose a tooth?
No, I think the tooth was
Missing.
lost already. All right.
Wait, did he came back up with makeup? And he had no makeup when he went in?
Maybe. I'm not sure. Let's check this out. Remember hacky sack? Boom, 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 bam.
Give
Go
that
play
man
lotto.
a
Go
contract.
play lotto.
Give
Go.
that man a contract.
Yeah. All right, let's see a couple more. Oh yeah, dude. Look at this shit. Look at this. He said that doesn't hurt.
No, that hurts, bro.
No. We know it hurts.
Holy moly.
就一小手印儿，不是就一个小手。哎，这么小，我手咋变小了呢？这一把打得我这个胸前面抖了2抖，知道
Yeah,
吗？
it's like the reverberation goes right through your
Yeah,
body.
that's exactly what,
What
he
if
was
he
saying.
missed and he hit his kidney?
Yeah, for real.
Oh.
Oof. Oof. Okay. All right. This is amazing. You got to admire people who are in sports. Check this shit out. Dude.
That guy
That guy does taekwondo. He keeps yelling every single time he hits. Oh, he ran out of gas.
is. Yeah, that's the thing, right?
And what's the most impressive is the other guy is taking everything.
Yes.
Full power and
Look at that. Look at that. You got it.
he's like, take it now.
Look at that.
Wow.
Right?
10 out of-
right?
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Hell yeah. That guy went home. He went to his wife. He's like, honey,
Today's the day.
today's the day. We making a baby. Right. Okay. This is the last clip of the day.
Wait, where'd you get that line?
What?
Mecca the Bay.
Make of the baby.
We make of the
Make of the
baby.
baby.
That's a Blondie line.
Oh, that's something we I
Oh.
guess. Okay.
Oh no, there we talk about almost everything on this podcast.
I can tell.
Yeah. Guga, before this is the last clip of the day. Before we watch this, is there any last words? That's not how I meant it. Anything you want to shout out? Anything?
Yeah, I want to shout out real big. Frenchie's restaurant. I am so excited.
I am
yeah.
too.
Yes, I had yours 2 times. Incredible. But you know what, Frenchie? I never had French food ever in my life. It was my first experience. And let me tell you something. I like French food.
Hell yeah.
French
Yes,
food.
you do.
French food, very,
You're
very
like
good.
Frenchy food.
New Guga videos coming. Dry aging with French food.
There you
Sneak
go.
peek. Yeah. Shout out to Le Ravage. Shout out to
100%. I
Mission
keep saying the
Sandwich.
name wrong every
Yeah.
time. I just didn't want to say it because I didn't want to embarrass myself in front of Frenchie, but I do embarrass myself in front of you. I'll try.
What?
Le Ravage.
Perfect.
Voila.
Perfect. There we go. Shout
That
out.
sounded French to me.
Okay, good.
Shout out to Guga Foods. Thank you so much. Here's the last clip from Frenchie Clips. Death trap.
Oh, it broke. Then it.
What? What happened?
Oh no 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 no! It broke.
What is that? Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Is that a pull it back?
And now you. But now but now they're just swelling.
Yeah, yeah.
And now you
they're
can't get 'em
filling with
out.
blood. And she's getting bigger and bigger. All right.
Wow, that was miserable.
Hope you guys enjoyed this episode as much as we did making it. Thank you to our guest.
Thank you
Guga
to
Foods.
Guga.
Guga!
One more time. Let me hear one last time.
Is a Guga.
Ah,
I'm Chef Brian Sound, not your typical chef.
Frenchie.
Guga, thanks for having me.
Say bye to the wide cam. Bye, everybody.